Welcome back to the part 2 of the channeling session to my channel, the Twin Flame Union. The title is Divine Masculine Thinks That His DF is even more beautiful than her face, and I will continue from where I had left. So this is basically to tell the Divine Feminines out there that the Divine Masculines are, this one especially, because they're healed and they don't have those wounds and those traumatic energies that were available for them in their journey, and they had to somehow go through those and master those. So now he is become very open and very expressive in his love towards the Divine Feminine, which earlier he would not do. Now this does not mean that the whole day they are just singing and dancing and holding hands and just going for dates and all that. This is more of a thing that happens very spontaneously, and it's in between whatever they are doing. He looks at her and she's looking pretty, she's looking beautiful, she's looking nice, she's dressed very well in a very feminine way. Most of the Divine Feminines, after they start awakening further and they release more and more and they heal their traumas, they start dressing up in a way that suits their personality a lot. And I have noticed it with many of them. The same person who did not have any energy to get up and look good, it's not about looking good as such, it's about feeling good. So when the Divine Feminine feels good about herself, automatically she becomes very creative with her own self. And this is not to be like a Kardashian who's always poking needles in their skin and, always changing their faces or always going for procedures. It's more about, if you don't feel happy from within, then no matter how many makeup artists you have or how many, designers you have, you can wear the best of the clothes, but you will try too hard to look perfect, and that will make you not look so attractive. Because beauty is not in perfection. Beauty is embracing the imperfections in such a way that you accept and acknowledge and make the best of everything. Even your weaknesses turn into your strengths with the inner work that is done. And in many cases, now when you are in the final stages, if you are, then you will realize that all the impatience, all the anger, all the bad situations, everything is trying to bring the Divine Feminine closer to herself so that she can practice self-love. And when I say self-love, it means the self which contains the source. So when that information or that thought is clear, that self does not just mean this body. Self means the energy that I need to love, that I need to value. I need to spend my time alone. I need to enjoy my time. So even if the Divine Masculine calls or messages, or it is a spontaneous meeting or just random things, even if they have planned something, it should not be so much like, anxiety is there, you're panicking, you're thinking what's going to happen. Oh my God, I have to meet him. I have to look my best. I have to wear this. I have to wear that. I have to wear these type of shoes. I have to wear these type of clothes. I need to have this perfect makeup. And, that is happening when you're not completely ready. When you're ready and when you're healed, you're always ready actually, and you're still not ready. It's like a perfect balance in between. Now the Divine Masculine has been learning a lot from her. He wants to give the credit to her. Earlier, because of his ego, he would, say that I have done this or I have done that and you're no good and you're like this. And he would use the differences and their fights. He would use it in between the fights and use it like a weapon. What have you done? You're like 5 years elder to me. What have you done? Or he would say that, look at you, you're not acting your age. Or something very mean he would say in between the fights. Or he would completely blame her for everything. He would scream at her, shout at her, blame her for everything. But he would not appreciate or acknowledge the qualities she possesses. possesses. That's because she is also always looking up to him and looking at him with that feeling, like sometimes a child, when you're a child who's just looking at their parents very innocently to, love me. Like we have all those parents who go away for work and the child is alone at home. He's at the mercy of the nannies or the servants. And after work you come back home. Not you, I mean anyone for that matter. The parents come back home and the child goes up to them, looking at them, just looking that are they going to hug me? Are they going to kiss me? Are they going to pamper me? And the parents are completely busy on the phone or the laptops or, doing some deals, whatever it is. And the child keeps standing there looking at them with love, with, that pain in their eyes. That is the pain of abandonment. That is the pain she also has. Because she is that child who feels abandoned, who feels that my parents didn't give me time or my parents didn't give me love. In some cases, in many cases I have seen this, that the parents literally had abandoned the child. The child was given to someone else, they were adopted by someone else, or the parents were dead, or, someone else raised them, or there was a stepmother issue, or something or the other. Something or the other played out. So, these type of deformities or these type of issues, they had some kind of a vacuum, a hole inside the heart of the feminine. So, when she would look at the divine masculine, she would want him to tell her, how beautiful she is, how much he loves her, that he is always going to be there. If she would say, I have been betrayed by many people or I have been hurt before, he won't tell her, oh, so what? That happens with everyone. Not a big deal. At least once he would say, it's okay, I'm there for you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'll always love you. But on the contrary, because it's not been easy for her to even share this, that, to become naked in front of someone, it's not easy. But she was becoming naked in front of a man who was not accepting or admiring that sincerity, that truth, that nakedness. He was seeing it in a wrong light. This is before the masculine was unhealed and wounded himself. He did not know how to deal with her. He did not know how to handle her, how to make her feel good. And she was also depending on him to feel good, to be told that you're good. And then only I would believe that I'm good. That type of mentality. But then she worked on herself. She really worked on herself. She spent good amount of time on herself. She made sure, in fact, when the masculine is coming back and before it is completely harmonious, what happens is that even then there are some problems. Like some of the feminines have told me that after a long separation, he came back to me, then he ran away again. Then he came back and then he ran. He did that, but now he would do it in small phases. Like how it happens in the beginning. Before the runner-chaser dynamic, during the crisis stage, this few days of anger, like 2 days, 3 days, it turns into then 15 days, then it turns into 1 month. Then it turns into 2 months of silence, 3 months, 6 months. Because he comes back, then she accepts him, then he runs away again. So it's like it becomes a habit for him. Then finally, when he goes away for a long time, and this time she does not approve of him or accept him or call him or message him or anything, and becomes really long and he starts freaking out, and then he says, okay, I'm not going to go again. But it's a habit, right? The moment he is angry, the moment he has fears, again he says, I want to run away. But now, she is not going to go back to him. She is not going to call him or message him or say anything. She is not even going to ask an explanation. So all of this has made him a different person. She is obviously transforming, but he is also transforming along with her. So he can see the strength that she carries in her soul, that as long as she could forgive me, she forgave me. As long as she could handle it, she handled it. As long as she could pacify me, she pacified me. But once she could not and she didn't want to and it was done, she did not. She did not care at all. She just did her own thing. So he is in awe of that energy. He is in admiration of it now. Because, she knows how to, he says this, from the tarot deck there's a card. a card called Strength. And there's a lady, she's holding a lion in that. That is the dynamic he has. She's not holding him in a way she wants to control him. She's holding him like how you love a family member, how you pet your family member, how you have pets in your house and how you hold them. That way she's holding the lion. That is the strength of the feminine, that she's portraying. Obviously, that card has different meanings in different scenarios. Every single card has a different context in every single reading and every single question within a reading also, So when he compliments her on her face, like personally he says to her that, you're so beautiful, you're more beautiful than your face and you're this and you're that. And she also takes it in a, nice way. At first she laughs at it or she says, okay, fine. Then he goes on saying other things, okay, let me tell you one more thing. Okay, let me tell you one more thing about you. So he's in that mood. And then she acknowledges him too. It's not like she goes like, yeah, I know I'm beautiful. Not that. Earlier, she has done that. My friends, she had done that. Whosoever it resonates with, that if he would compliment you, you would also go and say, yeah, I know I'm cute, I know I'm beautiful. But now she's saying, because he's giving her such deep compliments, she says that I know that you don't give compliments. Obviously, you mean it, you feel it. So that's cute too. So in a way, she returns the compliment in a nice way that, it's very sweet of you to say this, or okay, fine, my love. Thank you so much, my love. You noticed it. That means you are also like the divine masculine recently said to the divine feminine that you look very wise. You look beautiful, but your beauty is like wise beauty. In all your pictures, you look so wise. I really like to look at you. When they're doing a video call, he said this to her, that you look so beautiful. My God, you're so pretty and you're so wise. So she said to him, that if you think I'm wise, it means you're also wise, because only wise people can see other people's wisdom, right? Only a wise man can see a woman's wisdom. So that way, not only she accepted the compliment, but she also returned the compliment to him and made him feel even nicer and, more loved and also more loving. So on that note, this channeling will end here. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.